sometimes women decenter men so hard, you end up circling the block and it's all about men again. Describe, let's talk about it.
24, I've never been in a relationship before, and if you're gonna tell me to get a fucking makeover, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! What do I look like changing myself for a fucking man? Do you think I wake up every day like, might as well get dressed and see if a man will like me today? Maybe I'll change my hair and maybe, just maybe, a man will finally fucking like me today. Do I look fucking dumb? And on that fucking note, actually, do you think, maybe you're just not feminine enough? Maybe you're too fucking aggressive? And do you want me to sit here and be demure and just like bring myself down just so a fucking man will like me? I'd rather be alone for the rest of my goddamn life than perform for men. Than to wake up every day thinking about what will attract a man. What can I change about myself so that a fucking man will want me? You need to look at your fucking self and conceptualize why you're thinking and think about your actions in your life and how you've changed your fucking life to attract a man. And maybe that's why you fucking hate yourself. And maybe that's why you keep telling people that have never been in a relationship before that they need to fucking change themselves. Because maybe it worked for you. And maybe, just maybe, you wake up every fucking day thinking about how you fucking hate yourself because you started doing this to change a man. You started doing your edges to change a fucking man. Putting this fucking outfit on to change a man, not speaking up about your fucking rights to change a man, and maybe when that man says something you don't fucking like, you keep your fucking mouth shut just so that you can fucking keep him and keep your bed warm at night because you're fucking afraid of being alone. I've been alone for so long, bitch. Men are completely decentered from my life, so why the fuck would I give a fuck about what a man thinks about me?
Context. This is like her 20th video on that, right? This is 20th video about decentering men. Even the people in the comments, even the women in the comments saying, oh, sis, what's going on here? Hey, we get it. You know, when you really want to decenter, when you're indifferent about something, you no longer care about it. Whether or not it's doing well, it's doing poorly, you no longer care. When you constantly make content, when your attention is fixated on something, you very much care about it. Even if your whole persona is about decentering men, you still very much care about it. And this is one of these issues where you have to realize that for the large part, no one really cares. No one's really watching you. No one really, live your life as if no one's watching you, because people aren't. People don't really care. If this is your way of being, this is where your thought process, then you can keep this all to yourself. No one really has to know. No one really cares to know. But before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Still going strong, still trying to do 2 a day. Hype the video, share the video. We got merch in the store. One of the things, like, when we don't understand or we don't seem to accept that there are components of yourself that you are going to have to change to attract a person. Whether or not, and this is genderless, male or female, you're going to have to change parts of you if you want that person's attention, if you want that opposite sex attention. You constantly hear different ideas or different reasons why women find men unattractive. Okay, you have no personal hygiene. You're gonna have to change that. Right? Maybe you curse, you swear too much, and there's a certain type of group of women that you want to be attracted to. You're going to have to change that. You changing that isn't necessarily detracting from who you are. Who you are is more about your character, who you are internally. You take that everywhere you go. If they're saying your style of dress or your hygiene, these things, those are fine to change. You should be looking to improve those things about you. Now, if she's saying these things that you are suddenly being demure, if you're not demure, that's not who you are. That you don't have to, the fact that you're trying to do that for a man, yeah, you have a point there. You're too aggressive. Okay, you're gonna have to find men that like you being aggressive like that. That's all it is. You don't have to, it's not this big performative show of screaming into the camera about what you don't like or you don't want to change anything. It is fine. No one will weep. No one will care if you end up alone. And apparently, if you're fine with it, what are we screaming about? No one really cares enough. It's fine if you want to do these things. And again, this goes both ways. Men getting on here and screaming about how women are behaving. Either you change the class of women you're looking for, or you're fine being alone. There's nothing wrong with any of this. It's just when we get on here, we create content about decentering men. The first thing I would, every time I come across that, it's just okay, yeah, we're not big enough in the dating pool that us exiting it or no longer choosing to deal with men or choosing to deal with women matters at all. We're not that important. That's an ego sort of driven thing. If you don't want to change because, you know, by her own content, she's never had a boyfriend. She gets upset when people try to give her advice on how to rectify that problem. And then she screams at people in response to that advice, saying, why would I have to do any of that? Because you've never had a boyfriend. Because you've never experienced that. So people are telling you, yeah, that there's things that men value. There's things that men want in a significant other. Because you don't exhibit these things, that's probably why you have not had a chance to be with someone seriously. Now, and I did a bit of a deeper dive in some of the stuff she's talked about. She's lost over like 100 to 150 pounds. So the large swath of time in which you were probably not as attracted to most men, you've had that time where you were, again, outside of the game, outside of the pool. Now you've dropped the weight, but in all that time it took you to change those things, one of the things she said is, when I was heavier, they didn't want me, so why should they want me when I'm thinner? Well, now you're in range of what people like. Your attitude is still outside the range of what most people like. It's one thing to understand that this is all a game about self-improvement. If that's at the core of it, if there are areas in your life that you think you shouldn't have to change or improve, then you're probably not being serious. If you think your personality that you had when you were a young teenager is the same thing that's going to carry you into adulthood, then you're wrong. Let's flat out understand it. Then you're wrong. It's the same idea that me, who I am outside, is going to be the same for a corporate environment. Why that corporate environment should be the ones that changes to accept who I am because I shouldn't have to change. We all have to sort of wear masks at a time. They say that no two people know you exactly the same because you have a different mask for each interaction. Who you are with your family is not who you are with, say, your wife. It's not who you are with your boss, not who you are with the mailman. These are just natural things of being an adult. If you refuse to do any of those, that is absolutely fine. No one cares. That's the thing. That's the truth. No one really cares. You can be whomever you want to be and no one really cares. You have that option. Screaming and being ultra performative, you know, I get it for a video or two, but 20, right? This is your entire base. This is entire content. This is entirety of who you are. We get it. You don't like men. You don't want to change for men. But then also saying that you haven't had an actual relationship. Which is it? What do you want? If you want someone to accept you how you are and people are giving you genuine advice, you're aggressive. Men don't tend to like that. Men of quality don't tend to like that, regardless of race. Regardless of race, they don't tend to like that. But if you disagree, this is your cup of tea. Let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on your screen right now, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, I think you should. We're trying to build something dope. See you in the next one.